What's up, friends? It's Jen and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a hot minute since I have posted a video on here, but I'm really excited to come back and share with you some things that I've learned over the course of my career. So this past month, I celebrated officially 15 years in the hair industry, which is so wild to think because it just flies and it goes by very, very quickly. But I feel like over the course of my career, I've really learned a ton, and I really wanted to share that with all of you. Whether you are starting your own beauty business, it could be anything, hair, barbering, makeup, something that you're going to be customer facing. I really feel like these tips would be super helpful because I wish I knew these things before I got started. So in honor of 15 years of doing hair, and also 5 years since I've been a studio owner, I am going to share with you guys the best things that I've learned for myself in my career. So if you guys are interested in checking out what that is, then keep on watching. All right, friends. So the first thing I really wanted to share with you that I learned in my 15 years of doing hair was to surround yourself with artists that are like-minded, that are going to support you in what you want to do. This means when you're looking for a salon or a workspace to get started in, that it is going to align with what you're looking for. It's going to be the type of place where your dream clients will feel comfortable coming. You want to make sure that the people you are surrounding yourself with are going to uplift you in your art. The one thing about our industry, unfortunately, that a lot of people don't mention is that it is very, very vulnerable feeling when you are sharing your art. We are very creative people. We want people to love what we do. And so it is feeling like you're really exposing yourself to the world, exposing yourself to your clients, because you really do care about the art that you create. So you want to make sure you're surrounded with supportive artists that love what you do and lift you up. I've had experiences where I've been told in salons that I charge too much, or that I spend way too much time with the client, or how could your client even sit there for that long? That takes forever. But for me, that's the way I work. Most of my appointments will be a little bit longer, but it's because I'm achieving a low maintenance look, or a lot of my clients are going to be doing bright, vivid colors or rainbow colors. And honestly, that shit takes time. So don't listen to the banter, don't listen to that at all. And I realized how much that did affect me over the years of hearing it. And I wish someone told me that a long time ago, because in the moment I thought, oh, it's fine, I'm just getting this constructive criticism. But no, now I don't hear that at all. I feel that I can do what I want to do. I'm doing the clients that I want to do. I'm sharing my workspace with people that are like-minded, that are going to be supportive and uplifting, and that you are going to gain your clients and attracting them to a space that you love, so they're going to love it too. Don't take no shit. Also, when you're shopping for the places that you want to work, make sure you read everything, whether it's a contract that you have to sign with the owner or an agreement when it comes to non-competition. These are all little details that you should really, really read through and make sure you understand them completely before you sign on to a space that you're not really sure is right for you. So if you don't understand the wording or verbiage that's happening in the contract, definitely run it by somebody. You can also check out LegalZoom, and they will have some people that you can hire maybe by document or by the hour to read through everything to make sure that you are aware of your rights while you are working in this space. Certain salons, of course, depending on how they want to run things, will have a non-compete, meaning that you cannot work within a certain distance of where you were before. Sometimes they'll also say that the clients that you get while you're working at that salon are not really your clients, they actually belong to the salon. So all these things are kind of little red flags. So unless you want to work at that salon and you want to work with them, then maybe you could figure out an in-between with the owner. But for the most part, you just really want to understand what you're signing up for, because you could really get stuck in a place where you didn't know, and then there's actual now legalities behind what you signed. I had an issue a while ago with an owner that had very kind of messily written contract that in the end bit her in the butt, but it did lead to an entire lawsuit between her and a big group of stylists that I worked with. That is a really long story time, and if you guys are interested in knowing about my lawsuit that I went through, I can share with you guys in a different video because it's a very long, detailed situation. But in the end, she didn't have anything to stand on because her contract was not written in a way that she thought. So thank God we, didn't get caught up in a situation where I was stuck somewhere, but it's because we read the contract through, everything was good on our end. And those are really, really important because you don't want it to be you. I never in a million years thought I would ever be hit with like a small claims lawsuit from a salon owner, but you know what? It happened, and thankfully I know how to read my contract and everyone was good to go. So definitely read through everything you're signing because it can follow you later on. So now you have found a workspace that you love. You signed your contracts, if there is any, and you're doing your thing. You're working, you're taking clients, everything's going really great, and you're wanting to build as quick as possible. So the old way of doing things, which I think I learned when I, was this 15 years ago, was to take everything that walks through the door, work as much as possible, and just say yes. Say yes. If someone wants to come in at 8 a.m., say yes. If someone wants to be, a 6:30, 7 p.m. client, say yes. And I realized that what will happen is from the beginning, you are just a yes person, yes person, yes person, and you're gonna blur the boundaries of what you need as an artist. So the first thing I would say when you're creating your work schedule is make sure you are giving yourself enough time for you. That means you are booking in your lunch breaks. That means you are coming in a little late one morning to get your workout in. That means making sure you're leaving the salon and not taking a late client when you're supposed to, have dinner with your boyfriend, So it's just things that you want to do to line up your schedule to make sure that you are happy in the end. Because no matter what, if clients want to come see you for whatever services you offer, they will work with what you can offer. If you say, I'm sorry, I'm booked for the next couple weeks, and they say, okay, never mind, then that's okay. You probably don't want a client that does that anyways. So you want to have clients that respect your time, respect your boundaries, and make sure you always have time, like I said before, to eat your lunch, because for a long time, I always would take huge bites in between clients, or my clients are processing and I'm just trying to eat in the corner. And I just realized that's not, first of all, it's not cute. And second of all, they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be hungry while you're doing their hair. So please make sure you're taking care of yourself and eating and making a schedule that you want to work. In addition to that, I would also say, do clients that you want to do. There's many things in the beauty industry that there's millions of services that we can offer. And the best thing that you could do as an artist is create a niche of something that you're going to be really, really good at. Because as much as people want to be a jack of all trades, then you are a master of none. And so I think it's really good to kind of follow along with a technique or a type of client or a type of service that you really, really, really love, and just do that really, really well. Because in order to get clients and in order to be better at what you do, it's a skill. It's not something you learn and do it once. It's by doing it over and over and over and really honing in those skills to be able to be a specialist. So that's why some people like to be hair cutters only, barbers only, lash artists only, permanent makeup artists. It's easy to be able to say, oh,
I can do this and I can do this, and while your hair's processing, I can wax your eyebrows, and I can do this and this.
And that's fine if that's something that you would like to do. But I have found after all these years, you're gonna burn out and you're going to overcomplicate your menu. And I have found that there are times where before I was taking clients that maybe I really didn't want to do that service. Maybe I was doing a lot of perms out of beauty school when I really didn't want to do perms. But in the moment, there was always that hustle culture of just do it, take it, and get paid. But in the end, it's not worth it because it's really hard to get rid of those clients when you decide, I don't want to do this anymore. So from the beginning, be very focused on what you really, really love, because then you're going to attract those clients and you'll just be happy all day long. One of the things that I think of now compared to what I did before is I look at my calendar for my day and I just get so excited to see all my clients. I can't wait to catch up with everybody. I love the services that I'm offering, and it made me happier as an artist to do what I want to do. So start from the beginning. Be really, really specific about what you want to learn and what you want to grow in, and just stick to that and be really, really good and excel at that. So another tool that I really found that worked well for me in the salon is a booking system. I ended up getting an online system probably in the last 10 years or so, and it has really, really changed the ease of not only how my clients book, but also how I organize everything. So I personally use Vagaro, and it does everything for me. Not only will it do my calendar and it'll remind all my clients and confirm, but it's a really great way to run reports, see your sales, see your reoccurring clients, your retention percentage, which is super important. And it also will connect with QuickBooks so that they talk to each other, so you can kind of match your services with your income and all of that. So I highly recommend having some type of system. There's many, many out there, and just do your digging and see which one works best for you. But as soon as I got on an online booking system, it helped me out so much, which in turn leads me to talk to you guys about QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks to do all my bookkeeping, and I think it's really important to set up all of that from the beginning. I know when you first get started, a lot of clients will pay you in cash, or a lot of clients will give you Venmo and things like that, but it's really important that you guys stay disciplined and follow along with your bookkeeping to make sure that you are saving money for taxes, because that will bite you in the ass later if you aren't preparing for it. So from the beginning, talk to an accountant, talk to a CPA, whatever you want to do to be able to set up your foundation for your income, because as you start working, you really want to have that already set up. So quite a few years after I started, I decided to start my own corporation, which is ChromaCrowns. And me, as Jen, I am an employee of ChromaCrowns. So it makes it a lot easier for me to run my own payroll. And I actually get a paycheck and a W-2 at the end of the year, which is wild as a service provider, because normally we're known as independent contractors or we work under the table, but it just really complicates things. So from the beginning, set up your corporation and cut yourself a check as an employee. There's a lot more ins and outs of the taxes that you might owe and the forms that you might fill out, but in the beginning, it is worth it to get you all set up, to make sure that you're doing your taxes correctly, because it will help you so much in the long run. So I went through all of the things that I would recommend for you guys to do in the salon when it comes to your business. But this one, I think, is a really, really important one that I really wanted to save for last, because this is one that I really hope will drive it home and you guys remember this one the most. I mentioned it earlier, but the number one thing that you guys should always remember when starting out your business is to take care of yourself. There were many years when I didn't take the time to exercise, eat well, stretch, and do all those things before or after. It is very easy to start feeling the little aches and pains after the years behind the chair. Our industry and what we do is extremely physical. Whether you are standing all day, shampooing over the shampoo bowl, it is a lot of standing and work that happens with our bodies. So if our bodies are not well, then unfortunately we won't do well at work. In the past, there have been times where I've had to reschedule clients or call out, which I hate to do. I can probably count on two hands how many times I've had to do it, but I've had to do it before because I threw out my back, I was exhausted, my arm was hurting, I had, a pinched nerve somewhere, and it's very much things that are completely avoidable if I maintained my body. So if that means for you stretching, meditating, yoga, journaling, whatever it is that works for you, that's what you want to do to take care of yourself, because our career is using our hands to create art. So really, really, really take that one home and take care of yourselves when you guys are giving so much of yourselves to others. most of the people, I'm not speaking for everybody, but most people in our industry can be very empathetic, and we love people. I love people. I consider myself such an extrovert. And so when I'm in the salon, I love talking, I love hanging out, I love really giving and giving and giving. But once that last client at the end of the salon leaves, that's when you feel it. That's when you really feel the weight of it. That's when you feel everyone's problems starting to weigh on you. That's when you're really starting to feel tired, because that high is kind of gone after that last client leaves. So one of the things that I really like to do, and I've put into practice, is at the end of the day, give yourself enough time to clean your space, wipe things down, sweep up the floor. But while you're doing it, you're kind of creating a cleansing energy to really, really shake off all of that stuff that was kind of left behind, because a lot of that is not yours. So don't take it home with you. Shake it off, do what you got to do a little dance if you need to, but sweep up and create this cleansed energy so that when you leave the salon, you leave all of that behind, because you don't want to bring that home, and you don't need to worry about other people's issues, because yes, you're there for them in the moment while they're sharing with you what's going on, but you really, really want to leave that in the workspace, because it starts to weigh on you, and it really, really starts to become a place of heaviness. And so as much as you can cleanse all that off of you, the longer you'll be able to feel, vibrant and positive in the salon, because you're not going to let all that weigh us down. So as I've heard before, that is called the empath's curse, is that sometimes we want to be there so much for people that we kind of forget about ourselves. So create a boundary. Boundaries are healthy. Boundaries are okay between you and your clients, because as much as you love your clients and your clients are your friends, we can't carry that with us. So make sure you're shaking it off before you leave the salon, and create a cleansing ritual before you head out for the day. All right, friends, I really hope you found all these tips helpful. I realized how much I've learned so much after all these years in the industry, and I really had wished someone would have told me all of these things. So I really, really, really hope that these help you while you're beginning your career, whether it is in the beauty industry or not, that you take care of yourself and you give your best to your clients whenever you show up. So if you guys have any more questions regarding any of the things I talked about, or if you guys want any kind of follow-up about what I had mentioned, just let me know in the comments below, because I would love to hear what you guys think. I would love to hear if you guys found this helpful. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. And also, if this is your first time here, welcome. So I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.